Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at how to take input from a user in C. So let's create our file, which is going to be inputs, inputs.c, and we're going to put in our template, which is #include stdio.h. We're going to have a comment that's going to have our main function, which is going to print our age. So we're going to say that our main function is going to print age and it's going to return 0. Now we can write our main function, which is int main and in parentheses void. And inside our main function, now to take inputs, we are going to use a function in the standard library called scanf, which is similar to printf. While printf prints something out to the output, scanf takes something in the input. So we're going to first have an integer that's going to store the input. So we're going to call it int age. Then we're going to have a prompt that's going to tell the user what to do. So we're going to be using printf, and we're going to say enter your age. Then after that, now we're going to use the scanf function. What we need to do to use the scanf function is say scanf, then in parentheses, first we're going to put in the data type of the input we're going to be expecting here. So if you're dealing with age, we're going to get an integer, and the identifier for an integer is %d. Next, we're going to be using a new syntax, which is just going to be pointing to the address of a variable. You don't need to know what that means, but it's going to be the ampersand symbol, which is going to be ampersand age. This means take an integer from the user and put it in the variable age. We'll look into what the ampersand does and other memory related concepts later. Now, once we have our input, we're going to print it out using printf. So we're going to say your age is %d, and we're going to put in the age variable. Now we can just return 0, and we can save our file and see if it works. We're going to first compile our input.c file. It compiled with no errors. We're going to run it now. As you can see, it asks for our age. I'm going to put in 19. As you can see, it prints your age is 19. The % symbol is because we did not use the new line character. We can simply fix that by going back to our code. And in the your age is line, we're going to add a new line character at the end. Then we're going to save it, compile it again, and we're going to run it. We're going to put in age 19. As you can see, it prints the right output. Now, to put this to the test, we're going to go back to our previous project, which was the calculator project we built using switch statements, and we're going to modify it so that it takes input from the user. So the file name was calc.c. So we're going to get back into that, and we're going to remove the predefined values we put in for N1, N2, and OP. And once we do that, we're going to write our first prompt, which is going to be enter the first number. After that, we're going to have our first scanf statement, which is going to take in a %f, which is for float, and it's going to store it in the address of the N1 variable. This is for the first number. Then we want to ask for the operator, so we're going to say enter operation. Now we're going to have our second scanf statement, which is going to be expecting a character, which is going to be the operation, and it's going to save it in the address of the OP variable. Here, there's something we need to do for this to work properly. We need to add a space before the %c. So why we need to add the space is going to be part of your exercise, which is going to be in the description below. But you'll also find the solution if you can't find the answer. It's going to be together. And finally, we're going to ask for the second number. So it's going to be enter the second number. And we're going to have our final scanf, which is going to be expecting a float. And it's going to store that float in the address of the N2 variable. That's it. That's all we need to do to get input from the user. We can now save the file and see if it works. So we need to first compile it. It's compiled with no errors. Now we can run it. It asks for the first number. Let's say we give it 32. Now our operation is going to be division. Our second number is going to be 8. As you can see, it prints 32 divided by 8 equals 4. We can also test if it checks for zero division error. So we're going to run it again. We're going to enter the first number, which is going to be 1. Our operation is going to be division. And we're going to purposely put our second number to be 0. As you can see, the print can't divide by 0. Now you can try the other operations like addition and subtraction on your own after you've written the code. So this is all about taking input from the user. As always, you can find the video code in the description, and you'll also find exercises with their solutions. And thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more programming videos.